Okay guys, I figured I would do a final review of Mid-Atlantic. So this is after I've finished patching the cracks and painted the wall. So to start off with, if you see my job, I actually put a caution tape down. I made that with acrylic paint, black and yellow. So that way, as you come in the garage door over here, you have a little more extra safety. And then I painted the stairway blue, which obviously was gray before, if you see my other videos on my Fishy Sims channel. So, yeah, let's go down here. And I painted the shelf blue as well. And unfortunately, after I painted the shelf, the painting tape took off the edge, so I had to paint it with acrylic paint, which works. So, as you can see, that's all good like that. And the paint actually filled in the cracks here really well, so I didn't even have to mortar that. And yeah, if you need to patch cracks in your basement, definitely go with hydraulic cement, works really good. I did find out by playing with both hydraulic cement and mortar that the mortar did tend to crack again, and I had to repatch it. But as you can see, obviously the straps are good, and definitely check out my other channel, Fishy Sims, and see the other review, so that way you can see the regulations and the proper way of doing things. So if I remember right, yeah, the straps are supposed to be 4 feet apart, and they did a great job on coming back and fixing it after originally putting 3. So just remember, it should be 4 feet apart. That way it'll hold the wall up. So obviously this all used to be a crack all along here, which I patched up with hydraulic cement, a little bit of mortar, and I painted over the top of the whole thing. So obviously the straps are all held together great. The sub pump is primed, works really good, and it is primed and glued. The purple is the primer. And just give you a little bit of a look at the floor. So you see there's a little drain board, which works pretty good. I did have a few cracks to fill up and patch on the floor, which they would have came out and fixed, but I'm pretty good at that stuff. So just to kind of give you an idea, if I can even find it. Yeah, like right over here is the crack. As you can see, there's no crack there anymore because I fixed it. The only other kind of complaint I can give you, but I fixed that as well, which wasn't a big deal, is the sub pump here goes underneath the deck, and it was washing away the dirt. So what I actually did was I put a couple big sidewalk type bricks underneath the deck. I dug a little bit lower, put the pipe on top so it hits the bricks, goes in there, and then I had a little bit of problem where I was washing away the yard, so I put a couple of edging blocks so that way it puts and protects that. And then I just kind of went underneath the steps and made a little basin, so now it drains out and doesn't wash away. And that wasn't necessarily their fault. The issue with that was simply that there's no grass. So when you got an open hole of dirt and you got high pressure coming at it, it washes away. So I guess kind of fixed that little issue, which wasn't too big of an issue. And obviously goes right along the floor, really nice like. But yeah, overall they did a really good job. It's just a few minor tweakings and stuff like that, which you're gonna have pretty much with any job. They did their best work, and they did come back and fix it like they're supposed to. Now this wall, you can't really see any cracks in there. That's why I didn't really do anything with this particular wall as far as patching goes. And obviously I got table saws. And another semi-issue that I had was over by the electrical panel. Used to get wet right underneath this piece of wood. That was bare wood. I did hydraulic cement behind it a little bit, as much as I could. And then I painted over it. Haven't had a problem since. So it's been extremely dry over here. And you can kind of see that's hydraulic cement there and there. That's where I kind of messed up a little bit. You got the sub pump here. And I don't know if you can see the actual sub pump down there, but that's the actual sub pump. And that's been working good. I don't see this one going on very much because it comes out to the backyard more. I don't know if that was by design or why exactly they had it go out that way. This used to be the main one over here. But yeah, overall, definitely been very pleased. And I'd like to obviously say at this point that Mid-Atlantic definitely did what they said they would do. And I have the driest basement in town. And I have neighbors that during the winter season were complaining about snow being up against their house. And that was because their basement leaked. But unfortunately, the neighbors don't get along with us. They don't get along with any neighbors. So they maybe see this video and go with Mid-Atlantic, but I doubt it. They obviously did know about it. But it's not my place to tell them, especially the way they are treating everybody. But yeah, this is very good work. As you can see, once you painted it and everything else, there's no straps on this wall. It's just the one semi-bowed wall, which honestly you can't really tell anymore. You can see a little bit, but not really anymore. And I haven't had any issues whatsoever with this coming in anymore. Obviously there's really no way of telling, but there's pretty good. There was only one thing that I noticed as I was painting. I'm just trying to find which one it was. Yeah, it was this one. So out of all these straps, there's one that they messed up on, which I can't complain too much about. So obviously it should not have play like that, but I'm keeping an eye on it. It's still really tight otherwise, so I don't see there being an issue or any need to fix it, so I don't really have to complain about that. But yeah, overall I'd give Mid-Atlantic a 4-star because they did have to come out and fix a couple things, but that's all. It's not really anything I can complain too much about because they fixed it. It was minor issues. Like I said in my last video there, the pipe came undone because they didn't prime it, so that was minor. So they just reprimed it, stuck it back in there, back with glue, and that's fine. And yeah, that was really the only complaint we have. That and the fact that they didn't put enough straps the first time, which is two, like I said, really minor issues that they did fix promptly within like a week. They literally came out within a week, checked everything, and fixed it, and that was about it. They were pretty prompt and took care of it. The only other thing I didn't really care for, obviously, was the price, but it's a lot of work. You have to tear up the floor with jackhammers. You have to dig down. You have to fill it with rocks. So yeah, there was quite a bit involved. And just for anybody that was kind of wondering, obviously I have a 1-story Cape Cod style house, and we did the straps on the wall, we did the drainage and whatnot, and the price tag was $17,000. So it was a little steep. We have like 6 years to pay it with Green Sky Bank, so that's pretty decent with a 3% interest rate, so it's not too terrible. Just to kind of throw some pricing out there for you guys to get an idea of what you're looking at. But the good thing is we don't have to worry about the walls coming back in. We don't have to worry about water getting in the basement. We can now finish this and not have any worries. So it's like, yeah, it's a lot of money, but in the end it's worth it. It saves you a lot of time and hassle in the future, and saves you the worry of things just collapsing on you. Because obviously if the wall collapses, your insurance company won't cover it, for one, and then you're without a house. And when you spend like $68,000 for a house like I did, you won't be able to buy a new house anytime soon unless you got tons of money, which I don't. So thanks for Mid-Atlantic to secure this wall. And I do like that they do have a lifetime warranty that is also transferable. So basically, when I sell the house, if I sell the house, that's obviously a good 30 years down the road once I pay it off. But if and when I sell the house, because of the fact that all this work was done, and because we got paperwork for transferring, I can just transfer the warranty over to them, and we don't have to worry about a thing. If the wall comes in, or the basement leaks, or any of that, Mid-Atlantic will come out, fix it again, and won't be any charge for that. So it's not a bad deal. Definitely worth having, and definitely worth looking into. So I would highly recommend Mid-Atlantic for your basement waterproofing needs. And obviously I am in the Syracuse, New York area. So if you're in the New York area, you can definitely get them as well. And if you stay tuned to my Twitter feed every once in a while, I will give them a shout out and appreciate their work. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. Again, computertastic. And thank you, Mid-Atlantic, for doing an awesome job. And yeah, I like the work you did, but honestly, I hope I never have to talk to you again. So it's like, it's one of those things where when people do a great job, yeah, you may want to speak to them again, and you may want them to help you out, but in reality, a job like this, you don't want to have to speak to them again. You don't want them to come back out, because if they come back out, that means there's an issue, because there should never be an issue with this. So yeah, kudos to Mid-Atlantic, and kudos to my followers. Thank you guys for watching. Remember to share this video to anybody that needs waterproofing on their basement and wants a place to start looking into it. And obviously the ports is one of those things that I don't know if any other company does, but Mid-Atlantic definitely does. They do breathing ports, and they do the ports at the bottom. So basically you got weeping ports at the bottom, and they got breathers at top. And the nice thing about that is if there is a little bit of water in the wall, it will help dry the wall out faster, and it'll kind of act like a barometer. It'll actually push the water into the drainage. So whatever water's in there comes immediately out and doesn't rot your wall away. Because obviously if your wall rots away, then you don't have a wall. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. Again, I am Computertastic. Have a great rest of your day.